Operation Mincemeat is the story of Operation Mincemeat that happened during 1943, I believe, during the World War, where a group of intelligent agents from the British create this operation to deceive the Nazis and to deceive Hitler himself to be able to take a particular high point in Italy. Now, I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this movie. Let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of Operation Mincemeat? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And let's get into this review.
This is our war.
Okay, so Operation Mincemeat is basically based on a true story where there was an operation called Operation Mincemeat. I know it's a wicked name, but when you watch the movie and you understand the story behind it, the name's kind of ironic. It is. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of ironic. But this is like the story of them deceiving Nazi Germany and Hitler to move their troops away from a very important city that they needed to take to turn the tide in the war and try and deceive them. So they create this operation and that. So if you guys have done war history and everything like that, you guys probably know about this story. But yes, it's a movie. It stars Colin Firth, who I absolutely love as well, and I think he's an absolutely incredible actor. So that's what really got my attention for this movie, was him. And I do like these spy war movies. Obviously, the Korea starring what's his name, Doctor Strange. I'm slipping on his name. Cumberbatch, starring him. I love that movie, and I love that going behind the enemy lines and the spy aspect and trying to do things discreet while not action heavy, but having this devise of plans and just trying to stop things was cool. And I really, really enjoyed that. So this is very similar to that, where we are the behind the scenes. We are not on the field. We are following the group of intelligent agents who are back in behind the scenes, creating the plan and trying to execute it on their end without actually being in the field of battle themselves. So this movie is fine. I guess it's fine. It's cool in order to see all this stuff, but I don't know. I think my biggest issue with this is pacing. Pacing is probably the biggest issue with this. It's a 2 hour long movie that feels like it's 2.5 hours, and there's a lot of stuff that I feel like didn't need to be told in this movie. There's this storyline about a particular woman character that two guys are trying to fight, like basically fight over, I guess. Well, I know one of them absolutely wants her, and the other one is kind of just doing it, being nice, but falls for her. And that is one of the forefront plot lines that is in this movie that I feel like didn't need to be there. It didn't really add anything to the actual plot itself, to the actual spy element or mysteries that we are dealing with. It just felt like a little petty drama that was just like, oh, this guy's mad at this guy because this guy's going to get the girl that he likes. Whoop-de-fucking-do. It's called a love triangle. Shit like that happens all the time. There's no need for that. I didn't need to know about that. And it just basically turned a character that I liked into an absolute asshole that I didn't like at the end of the movie. And that's a shame, because I thought his character was cool and I understood why he was doing what he was doing and the decisions he was making. But once you throw the girl aspect and like he's getting mad at his friend, like the new guy that he's working with, that he respects in that, because he's getting close with the girl because he doesn't know how to talk to her. He just comes off as a creep. Like, that's why? Why do we need that in it? I don't know. But that took away from the movie as well for me. That's one of the storylines that they really focus on throughout this movie that has pacing issues with me, because it just feels like we're dragging on this drama that just takes its time and its toll on you, where you're kind of like, how about we remove that? I don't need to know the drama between them three, and let's focus on actually watching what is occurring with this whole operation that they've come up with. That is actually quite interesting in itself. When you're listening to them explain the operation and how it's going to work, it's interesting, it's unique, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but we're too busy focusing on this drama stuff that I don't need to know about. And I get why they would add it in, I guess, but I felt like it took it away. As for the characters themselves, like, I liked most of them, but there was one guy, like I said, that I didn't like at the end. I didn't like, and then obviously the woman that falls for the other guy in that, I understand why she falls in, and you can see why they fall in love with each other, but it's just a storyline I didn't care about. But I found everything else fascinating. I really found it all fascinating of how they actually were trying to deceive them and how the admiral was actually against it, the prime minister was for it, and the back and forth that they had, how the admiral was hoping and showing, like, basically saying, it's not going to work. And I can't wait for it to blow up in your face because you're the one that's going to take the fall, not me. But there's so much at stake here that he started to come around and go, well, this has to work at the end, because if this doesn't work, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed, and England's going to fall. So that's all cool. And that stuff is awesome, and that's what we needed to focus on. I thought the design of the sets, the locations, and the costumes were absolutely on point. I really felt like I was warped back into that time frame, and I was there with them. They did try to create tension in scenes, and I thought some scenes it worked and some scenes it didn't, where you're sitting there and you're waiting for this fax, I think it's like a fax thing, to come through to tell them what is going on from certain people. Like, did the mission work? Does this person have this? Do they have this? That was all there. The suspense was there, and I really felt it in certain scenes. In other scenes, it's kind of like, okay, obviously something's going to go wrong. And it's kind of predictable. I didn't know much about the story, but it is what it is. The cinematography is fantastic as well. I must say the cinematography is freaking awesome, especially at this one location in Spain. It was absolutely gorgeous. Fantastic. The music was on point as well. The score was on point. It really warped me into time, as I said, and that's down to the score as well. You really got to nail it with that. So overall, I did like this movie. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites or anything like that, but I did enjoy it. Not as much as The Courier, no way. But yeah, it is what it is. Great performances, and just a storyline that I didn't care about that I think took away from it. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of Operation Mincemeat? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.